messed up, suck it up. It's humanity. And so when I look at what I'm capable of doing, I put my context in the fact that what if I had a child? And I look at my dad. My dad wasn't there until I was about 13. He's in and out of our life. You know, then 13, he comes out of nowhere. Now, I wasn't going to sit back and say, man, where'd you at, man? I was all this time, and I embraced it. I was like, yo, man, you know, you just gone for a while. You're here to make the best of it, you know. And now that I'm older, I have to contend with the fact I'm aware of his humanity. I'm aware of the fact that here I was dealing with an unsaved man who was young and kicking it, just like all the young kicking it fathers that I see right now. So for me to sit back and go, man, this dude's a punk and I can't forgive him, and blah, 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 and now I'm going to use that as an excuse, you know, to be talking about the way I am because my father went to my life, that kind of makes me mad. Now, I'm empathetic and sympathetic to people whose moms and dads have forsaken them or left them or dropped them. But you got your own life to live. And what our job is to do is to grow up and at some point get the victory over our past. We have to be bigger than our past. And I think some people major in getting that sympathy, you know, making sure people are aware of I've been hurt and wounded, and here's my time for attention. For me to always blame and play the wounded duck syndrome so people can go, there, it's because mommy and daddy didn't show you attention. Right. So we are to recognize behaviors that are not right, but we are to release ourselves by forgiving that person. You know, yeah, mom and dad, young, they just didn't do what they were supposed to do. What can we do about that? But once we become intelligent enough and socially aware enough to be able to say, that was then and this is now, we move on. Yes.
I think just to add to that, you got to think about it like, if you like, even if you didn't know either of your parents, you're just like born through nothing, like left like on the streets. You got to think that you have to thank God every day that they still had you. You have to value them because you're still here. Without that, you wouldn't be able to like, give God praise. Like, you wouldn't be able to do anything for that. So you still value that, and then.
That's right. And the Bible says, when your mother and father forsake you, God will take you up. Yeah. See, sometimes it is an example in a situation where God has to show you who's really mommy and daddy. You know, who you really have to rely on and value. So if moms and pops act a fool, God will step in and say, here's a comparison of my love to their love. Now you tell me what's best. Okay. You see, now you're able to say, well, mom and pops is just a human. And, you know, that's the woman and the man. Right. But God is my real father. Okay. They're just the catalyst that brought me into this earth. So, but the best case scenario is we all got great moms and dads who show us nothing but love and kindness and nurturing and all of that stuff. That's the best case scenario, you know. But, I mean, if you like me, shoot, it just didn't work out that way. Right. Got to deal with life. All right, got to deal with life. All right, where we at? It says, for it is written, vengeance is mine. I will repay, say the Lord. So now, all of that revenge, anger, I want to get even, so and said this to me, we just bless those people and let God deal with them. It says, dearly loved, therefore, if thy enemy hunger, feed him. Woo-wee! That's like taking cookies to the murderer at jail, saying, I thought you might like some chocolate chip cookies. You know, I baked them for you, Mr. Murderer. You know, we do that. It says, if your enemy is hungry, feed him. If he thirsts, give him drink. For in so doing, thou shalt heap coals of fire on his head. It is very difficult to hate someone that continually, consistently bless you and show you that they're bigger than you through kindness. It's like reaping hot coals on their head. They're like, I can't understand this. I mean, I give this person dirty looks. I don't speak, and they just speak every time. Hey, how you doing? You know, at some point they're going to realize maybe the problem is me. You know, maybe I got issues. You know, and so really, they're going to end up vomiting all of that nastiness back on themselves. They ain't vomiting it up on you. It's going to turn and run right down their shirt after a while. All right? And then finally, here's the overall theme. Be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good. This is the battle. Good and evil. Constantly clashing, banging heads. And so our job is to not be overran in by evil, but to hold down the fort. Hold it up. Evil comes in full blast, and we lock together and get our shields and hold the fort. You know, and so that is the goal. And then not only hold the fort, but then trample over evil. So the goal is to not only hold it down, but do anything we can to expose evil, conquer evil, overcome evil, overshadow evil, disperse evil, destroy evil, and so on and so forth. Anything that looks evil, we want to get rid of it. In fact, we don't even want to deal with the appearance of sin. So anything that might sniff or smell like sin, our job is to stomp it out. You know, a little baby roach is just as ugly as a big roach. I mean, I don't want a baby roach. I've never seen a cute roach. I don't know if they can make a cartoon roach that'll look cute.
You ever seen Wally?
Who?
Wally?
Wally? Oh, yeah, Wally did have a roach in it. He sure did. That roach survived. Wally, that might have been the only roach I thought. You know.